Real talk. So here's the deal. Here's a case, and I wanted to talk about this. I said I was going to live stream earlier. You got this case of this brother in Texas, Killeen, Texas. First of all, it's in Texas. Shoot 'em up, Texas. Bang, bang. Anything goes. They're still kind of on 1800s time. But in any case, you got this brother. His name is Marvin Lewis Guy. And he's being charged with a capital murder crime, shooting an officer. There's so many different facets of this case that I want to that I mean I want to go over the common sense facets of the case first to begin with, but at the end of the day, they are seeking the death penalty for this gentleman. Prosecutor announced he's seeking the death penalty. The officer that was shot was this guy named Officer Dinwiddie, who Governor Perry gave an award to prior to the prosecutor seeking the death penalty for this gentleman. Gave an award for his bravery and act of duty and his loss of life. He gave his life during the act of duty, and so he was awarded whatever awards they give for those type of things. Okay, but here's the situation. Here's what transpired. Apparently, it was a no-knock raid that was taking place. The police were doing a no-knock raid. They had gotten some bogus information from a confidential informant who said that this guy was a drug dealer and that they would find drugs and all kinds of stuff up in here. Well, come to find out that they found nothing. But because it was a no-knock raid, they didn't knock. I guess the raid took place at like 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Mr. Marvin Lewis Guy was asleep at the time, him and his wife or girlfriend, and heard somebody attempting to break in to his house, grabbed that heat, and basically let off some rounds, as he should have done to protect his family. You don't announce who you are. There was no police announcement. There was nothing. Hey, police, come out with your hands up. None of that. Basically, they were doing a no-knock raid. And so the question then becomes, you don't knock, you don't announce yourself, especially in this world climate that we're in right now. I mean, you can literally go to a mall or something and possibly be blown up. You could get on a train or an airplane and you don't know if you're going to make it back home. So now we have an intruder, or in this case, intruders entering your home. Also, what makes this case very, very profound is the fact that months earlier, I guess back in December, the same thing happened to and Mr. Marvin Lewis, by the way, is black, but the same thing happened to a white guy. His trailer park was being raided. His particular trailer was being raided. Same circumstances, no knock, and apparently, same type of thing. I guess his wife or girlfriend woke up, heard it, said, "Hey, somebody's trying to break in." He grabbed that heat, bang, bang, let him off. Officer ended up loss of life. But in that case, the grand jury didn't indict. In that particular case, the grand jury didn't indict, let him off because it was argued that, hey, we didn't know who was coming in. Obviously, we're sorry that an officer got killed, but they probably should have announced. And so, in this particular case here, this brother Marvin Lewis Guy being charged with a capital crime. Now, what I don't know going through the article is it seems like he was indicted. It seems like the grand jury did indict in order for the prosecutor to say he was seeking the death penalty. But also, I don't know that if he was found guilty or not yet. I think that he probably is waiting for trial. It's probably going to be a trial, but I wanted to put some voice to this because I think it's imperative that we get on top of this as a community. Come on, you're coming into people's residence, not knocking. It's absolutely ludicrous. There was also a case in Florida. This was totally different. Um, a brother broke into a woman's home, and I guess she got the signal that her home was broken into. Um, well, she called the police. However, she made tracks to get to the house herself. And so had called the police, let them know, hey, this is what's going on. Somebody broke into my home. Uh, and then she made a speedy way to get back to her house as well. Instead of letting the police handle it. Okay, so she gets there. I guess the uh, young man, juvenile delinquent, was actually leaving the house at the time, going out the back door or something, and she grabbed her gun and shot him, killed him. And so now I believe, I actually don't know. I think she is being charged. But a brother did want me to bring light to this case because it was like this brother gets shot. The lady has called the police. Police are en route. Um, and she ends up getting there before the police and ends up killing this young man. Um, so we have these two cases, and I'm just like, my position is with this no knock law. First of all, here's my real position. The police would not have been there without the bogus information given by the informant. So here's my position. Okay, and we'll just keep it blunt. We'll just keep it just complete honest. A rat, a snitch, a turncoat, a Judas gave you misinformation. This isn't the first time this has happened. This has happened in not only Texas, it happened in the state of Georgia. In the state of Georgia. It's happened all over the country where these rats are giving misinformation. Police are going on this information only to come to find out that the information they were given was bogus. So if you're looking for capital murder charges, that's who you should be looking at, the rat. The rat who gave you the bogus charges should be the one looking at capital murder right now. He should be the one because you're going into this man's house, no knock. You're going to break in. It could be anybody. Shoot, back in the day, people were getting cop uniforms and breaking in, kidnapping people, holding people for ransom, going up in people's houses, playing like they were the police. People open the door, they barge in and rob the place. So it's not outside the realm of reality that these might not have been police. But an even bigger issue, it's 5:30 in the morning. People are sleeping. Coming out of a dead sleep, I hear somebody coming into my crib. You got that heat? I don't see how they're going to charge this man. So there's been a few cases in Texas where they've actually let people off. The other case happened in December where the grand jury didn't even indict. Then there was another case that happened back in, I think, 2010, where it was actually taken to trial, and the grand jury did indict. It was taken to trial, and I think it took the jury I think it took them like 7 to 9 hours to come back with a not guilty plea. I have issue with that. Why did it take you so long to come back with that? People are breaking into a home. It's no knock. That means they're not identifying themselves. In the case in 2010, he actually heard people coming through his window. So they were coming through the front door of the house, and he heard people coming through his window. He let off rounds. His wife woke him up. He let off rounds. They're coming in unannounced. This is ridiculous. For a jury to take that long, to me, is ridiculous. But this case here, Marvin Lewis Guy, we need to keep this case in mind because I think that this case needs to have voice to it. It's Texas. We know how they feel about black life in this country. So that's not a secret. They have shown what they feel about black life in this country just by the police's actions and, the actions of Hillary Clinton, the actions of Donald Trump. So we know how they feel about black life. So if we don't lend voice to it, then there's no doubt in my mind this brother is going to be sitting on death row. And we definitely need to lend voice to it because, again, it is the state of Texas. We know how Texas is. So I know people in my personal family who won't step a toe over into the state of Texas. They won't put their toe over the border into Texas. So I just wanted to put this out. A different scenario with the lady in Florida who shot the guy. True enough, the young guy, he shouldn't have broken into the woman's home. However, she did call the police. Once you make that move to call the police, why wouldn't you let them handle it? You're rushing to the scene. But what did you call the police for? So now this young man is dead, and the family is saying, well, hey, we want her charged with murder because, she called the police and then she still showed up. She should have let the police handle that. Be kind of honest with you. I kind of agree with the family. She should have once you call them, hey, you called them. So let them handle that. You found out your home was being broken into. Stay where you're at. Let the police handle it. Otherwise, you shouldn't have called them and you should have went and handled it yourself, at which you did. But by you calling them, you should have let them handle it. So, again, Marvin Lewis Gay, keep that, or Marvin Lewis Guy. Let's keep that name out there. This is just a travesty. Man shouldn't even be sitting in jail right now. Man shouldn't even be sitting in jail. You're doing a no-knock. Now let that have been a real burglar or a real robber and they had come in and killed him. Come on, man. Come on. The laws, especially in the state of Texas, are so messed up, man. The laws in this country, period. As a matter of fact, when you look at the laws, there's so many, they say that there's so many laws in this country that you couldn't read them all in your whole lifetime if you read every day. If you read every day, you couldn't complete reading all the laws that every state, all the judicial law, all the federal laws, all the state laws, you could not read them in your lifetime. It's so many. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, Marvin Lewis Guy. Let's put voice to that. Hopefully this brother can get, top-notch attorney. We know they're not playing fair. They never play fair, especially when it's black lives. Black lives that matter, they never seem to matter. So let's give this brother some voice. Put it out there. Share the story. You can go on my timeline if you need to find the story to share it. And read that story. It's a travesty of justice, man. My name is Yurima Karama, coming to you again. Real life, real talk, one.